we go. 3, 2, 1.
Boom! And welcome to today, July 10th. I'm Jeff Stanfield with the world famous Andy Shaver.
Yep.
It's brought to you by Boss Shot Shells. Check out the new Boss Dove Loads at BossShotShells.com. We'll have them for sale at the lodge. I know some other outfitters can have them at their lodge. Check them out, BossShotShells.com. Okay, my July 10th. Can you imagine a town where you have a town bully that goes around jacking with everybody, and the people in town finally have enough and they shoot and kill his ass and nobody's seen nothing?
Mm-hmm. Happened in Missouri.
Yep. July 10th, 1981. Kenneth Rex McElroy was an American criminal and convicted attempted murderer who resided in Skidmore, Missouri. He was known as the town bully, and his unsolved killing became the focus of international attention. McElroy was born on June 1st, 34, 15th of 16 children. His parents were poor migrant tenant farmers who moved between Kansas and Ozarks before settling outside of Skidmore. He dropped out of school at age 15 in the 8th grade and quickly established a local reputation as a cattle rustler, small-time thief, and womanizer. For more than two decades, McElroy was suspected of being involved in theft of grain, gasoline, alcohol, antiques, and livestock, but he avoided conviction. When charges were brought against him 21 times, often after witnesses refused to testify because he allegedly intimidated them. Frequently by following his targets of parking outside their homes and watching them. He was represented by defense attorney Richard Jean of Gallatin, Missouri. I don't know why that's in here, but McElroy fathered more than 10 children with different women and young girls. He met his last wife, Trina, when she was 12 years old and in 8th grade when he was 35. He raped her repeatedly. McLeod's parents initially opposed the relationship, but McElroy threatened them into agreement by burning down their house and shooting the family dog. McLeod became pregnant when she was 14, dropped out of school in the 9th grade, and went to live with McElroy and his third wife, Alice.
Good Lord.
McElroy divorced Alice and married Trina in order to escape charges of statutory rape, to which he was the only witness. 16 days after Trina gave birth, she and Alice fled to Trina's parents' house. According to court records, McElroy tracked down and brought them back. When the McLeods were away, McElroy once again burned their house down and shot their new dog.
He did it.
So, anyways, he had this, he just was a freaking bully to everybody. So in 1980, one of McElroy's children got in an argument with clerk Evelyn Summey in a local grocery store owned by 70-year-old Ernest Bowenkamp and his wife Lois, allegedly because the young McElroy child tried to steal some candy. McElroy began stalking the Bowenkamp family and eventually threatened Bowenkamp in the back of his store with a shotgun in hand. In the ensuing confrontation, McElroy shot Bowenkamp in the neck. Bowenkamp survived, and McElroy was arrested and charged with attempted murder. McElroy was convicted at a trial of assault, but freed on bail pending his appeal. Immediately after being released, as the post-hearing trial, McElroy went to the D&G Tavern, a local bar, with an M1 Garland rifle with a bayonet attached and made graphic threats about what he would do to Bowenkamp. This led to several patrons deciding to see what they could legally do to prevent McElroy from harming anyone else. McElroy's appeal hearing was again delayed. On the morning of July 10th, 81, townspeople met at the Legion Hall in the center of town with Nottawa County Sheriff Dan Estes to discuss how to protect themselves. During the meeting, McElroy arrived at the D&G Tavern with Trina. As he sat drinking at the bar, word got back to the men at the Legion Hall that he was in town. Sheriff Estes instructed the assembled group not to get into direct confrontation with McElroy, but instead seriously consider forming a neighborhood watch program. Estes then drove out of town in his police cruiser. The citizens all at the meeting decided to go to the tavern en masse. The bar soon filled completely. After McElroy finished his drinks, he purchased a 6-pack of beer, left the bar, and entered his pickup truck. While sitting in his truck, McElroy was shot several times, but hit only twice, once by a centerfire bullet and once by a .22 rimfire bullet. In all, there were 46 potential witnesses of the shooting, including Trina, who was in the truck with her husband when he was shot. Nobody called for an ambulance. Every witness was either unable to name an assailant or claimed to have not seen who fired the shots, including the unarmed man who helped McElroy's wife, Trina, as she scrambled out of the truck. The DA declined to press charges, and that was the end of Mr. McElroy.
Fuck McElroy.
What a piece of shit.
Got what was coming.
Yes, he damn sure did.
It's a little late in my mind.
Yes.
The father of the 12-year-old daughter is the one that really
should have
dropped the
killed
ball.
his ass a long time ago. I agree with that.
Burned down my house to shoot my dog.
Yeah, and then went and shot the new dog. Okay.
Piece of shit.
Frank Urban.
Boy, I'm fired up now, Jeff.
Okay. I think I already given this one away.
Frank Sinatra.
No. Who would you say is in the last 20 years, if you had to name the most successful college football coaches. And you had to name the top 3. Who would they be?
Saban,
Okay.
and Saban.
No, there's another name that you're forgetting.
I don't think so.
Urban Meyer.
How many did he win?
I think he won one at Ohio State. He won 2 at Florida.
How many Saban win?
I don't know, a bunch. I'm Saban's number 1, but Urban Meyer would be second.
Okay.
Urban Meyer is an American sportscaster and former college football coach. He's also a real piece of shit. Was born in Toledo, Ohio.
Easy.
You think he's a good person?
He's got a program to run.
Yeah, well, he damn sure ran
You don't win all those natties by having the most upstanding kids. Okay, you got to get some shitheads.
He had a bunch of those.
Okay,
Great
and that's
football
fine.
coach. He was born in Toledo, Ohio, grew up in Ashtabula, Ohio, and attended the
shit under
University
the
of
road.
Cincinnati, where he played football. While at the University of Florida, he coached the Gators to 2 national championships. Meyer's winning percentage through the conclusion of the 2009 season was .842, highest among active coaches with a minimum of 5 full seasons. Meyer started out coaching. God almighty, something hit me. He started coaching defensive backs and placeholder for the University of Cincinnati. Meyer spent 1 season interning as defensive backs coach at St. Xavier High School in Cincinnati. In '85, he mentorship under Steve Rasso, who's a famous coach there. His first collegiate coaching position was a 2-year stint as a graduate assistant coach under Earl Bruce at Ohio State. He spent the next 13 years as assistant, 2 at Illinois State, 6 at Colorado State, and 5 at Notre Dame. Then went to Bowling Green. He took his first head coach at Bowling Green. In his first season there, he engineered one of the greatest turnarounds in NCAA history, going 8-3 and capping off the season with a victory over Bowling Green's rival, University of Toledo. He was named the Mid-American Coach of the Year. The next year, Bowling Green finished with a 9-3 record. After a 17-6 overall record, Meyer left for the University of Utah. He helped turn that team around, and that had gone 2-9 in 2000, in large part to quarterback Josh Harris. Harris passed for 1,000 yards and 9 touchdowns and 608 touchdowns. The next year, he passed for 2,400 yards, 19 touchdowns, and ran for 20 touchdowns. Meyer would later use such quarterbacks as Alex Smith and Tim Tebow as the same fashion. After 2 seasons at Bowling Green, he took the job in Utah. His first year there, he was the Mountain West Conference Coach of the Year at 10-2. Meyer God almighty, I'm choked up today. In 2004, Meyer led the undefeated Utes to a bowl BCS bid, something that had not been done by a team from a non-automatically qualified BCS conference. He remained at Utah long enough to coach the team to Fiesta Bowl win over Pittsburgh, capping off the Utes' first perfect season, 12-0. Then he went to Florida. Tim Tebow, Aaron Hernandez, wins a couple of national championships. There's a thing on Netflix about them. I can't remember what it's called. It's a pretty interesting deal.
Swamp something.
Yep. Then he goes to Ohio State, wins, and wins. And ain't much else to say other than that. He left. He got sick, left, came back, got sick. Said the only job he would take again would be Notre Dame. I don't think Notre Dame will hire him. He went to the Jacksonville Jaguars. They fired him halfway through his second season, I believe. So he is a great college coach, did not do very good in the pros, and that's Urban Meyer. Now, my event that happened today was a accumulation of about a week long. Do you know what famous happened in 1936? On July 10th.
No.
The 1936 North American heat wave.
We're not having that this year.
Not in Knox City, we're not. In July 10th, these are the temperatures. Atlanta, Georgia, 100 degrees. Pittsburgh, 101. Detroit, 102.
Pussies.
Grand Rapids, 102. New York City, 102. Rochester, New York, 102. I can't believe it gets that hot up there. Youngstown, Ohio, 103. Philly, 104. Washington, D.C., 105. Now, these places probably about 90% humidity, too. St. Cloud, Minnesota, 106. Baltimore, 107. Washington, D.C., Frederick, Maryland, right outside D.C., 109. Runyon, New Jersey, 110. Martinsburg, West Virginia, 112. And Aberdeen, South Dakota, 114 degrees. We didn't have air conditioners back then.
Don't talk to me about global warming.
Yep, and that was in 1936. One of the biggest heat waves our country's ever had. It lasted for about 5 days, and it hit the Northeast, upper Midwest, and the Northeast is where it hit more than it did in Texas. So anybody around that's still from 1936, ask them. They can still remember it.
It's hotter though in their mind. It's like 145.
Yeah, I'm sure about it, especially by this time. Anyways, that's my today for today, July 10th. God bless you. Have a great day and be safe.
Bye-bye.